Welcome into DC On Screen, episode 384. We're about to get super spoilery on Arrow 521, Honor Thy Fathers. I'm your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello.
Hi. To recap, Oliver faces trouble as the mayor, as all of Adrian's convictions are overturned and criminals like Derek Sampson hit the streets. He and Thea have a crisis of faith as Adrian brings them evidence that Robert Queen murdered someone and covered it up. Team Arrow chases down Sampson and Prometheus, who turns himself in, after Oliver reveals to him a terrible truth about Adrian's father. Rene can't decide if he wants custody of his daughter, and Lance is pretty peeved about it. Back on Lian Yu, we see that Oliver's plan is to have Anitoli point a rescue ship in his direction, but the plan, and Oliver's consciousness, are stopped but cold by the reemergence of Kovar Constantine. This is probably my least favorite episode of the season so far.
Really?
Yeah. Mostly I was just, the pacing was really slow. I was trying hard not to fall asleep.
I mean, I'll be honest, this was the last thing I had some work to do. It was kind of the last thing I did before I went to bed, but
Me too. So
that may be on us as far as the pace, but I didn't actually get like a pacing issue, but I could see what you're talking about, but I'd have to go back and rewatch it like middle of the day when I still have energy. I wanted to watch this episode with more mentally intact, but I just didn't have time this week. So I still really liked the episode, though. I don't know. I don't think I could get with you on the least favorite episode this season.
Well, I couldn't think of one I liked less. It wasn't bad.
I'm gonna have to look through. Still good TV. This might be the first time in a few weeks that The Flash has been a better show than Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
But Arrow's had like a solid 5 or 6 week run now, which I never thought I would see. Where they were the best show the CW was doing. At least in our universe. I don't know how Riverdale's going or whatever, but
well, Sampson, I feel like was wasted. Like Cody Rhodes, he was just there to be there. I mean, he's one of the people that was released after. I like the idea of Chase's prosecutions being overturned and all that, and everyone's back on the streets, and that's fine. No, they are back on the streets. Son of a bitch. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Yeah. Oh, and there was just some good kind of character work, I thought, this episode. Like Anitoli, I'm gonna do a few quotes here. Anitoli talking to Oliver: "People closest to you always pay the most for your sins. You are paying for your fathers, who will pay for yours."
That was good stuff.
Thematically, fantastic. That's where we're going with the rest of the season. Like Anitoli put it on the head. Yeah, I'm so I hated seeing him walk off because I felt like that really was probably the last time we'll see Anitoli this season. Maybe ever.
You'll always be my brother.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love that guy. And yeah, earlier he's talking about Oliver's telling him I'll do what I have to do, but back when he's said maybe I shouldn't have got drunk before the plane.
Or more drunk.
Yeah.
It's difficult to tell.
Yeah. But he's saying Oliver's saying I got to do what I have to do here. No one can know what I've been through. And, Anatoli's like, you mean Russia? And Oliver has good points. I liked his plan for going back to Lian Yu. How do I explain to my family why I didn't come home sooner? It's easier if I'm just a simple outcast, or castaway or something like that. And then their little thing where he is apparently the one who plants the Deathstroke mask with the arrow through it. That was cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I liked all that. There were good signs and good character work with that. Even Thea coming back and talking about her parents, and maybe the most terrible thing of all was making us just like them.
Yeah. Also
good.
Let the past be the past. I liked all of that.
Yeah.
From Felicity to Oliver, from Oliver to Thea, that was all good stuff.
Yeah. Felicity at some point pulls in the people in your life are not suffering because of you, and there's a whole speech around that, but that was the part I pulled out of it. All of that was good, and then even it's it was summed up, I think, with Robert Queen's little tape, and we come in and we see Thea watching it, which I think is a tape she should have been shown much earlier. But Robert's saying Oliver, we know, can get through anything if he has the love and support of his sister, and it does.
But he actually says, Thea, you're stronger than Ollie.
Yeah, which is again one of the reasons I think she should have been shown that before. She's always leaned on people, and this is the first season where she wasn't leaning on people. I don't know what she was off doing exactly the last few weeks, but
leaning on somebody.
Presumably she was not finally leaning on some dude. And then it got summed up with Oliver's little line about I think it's in his press conference. It's so that I had the opportunity to leave a better legacy behind than he did, when he's talking about his dad's scandal So, like, mayorally, if that's the word, I thought Oliver handled the whole thing pretty well. Like, I even liked him walking into the, the bomb squad's supposed to come and everything, and he just walks in and starts going with the crowbar and pretty much...
Oh, yeah.
With his face tells anyone, stop me if you fucking think you want to.
Yeah.
If you think it's a good idea, you can try to stop me. I like that.
That was good stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, sir, I can't let you go, then resign.
Yes. Yeah.
So the Adrian chase, Claiborne was going to disown Adrian, and Adrian just gives up. I actually wrote down Adrian gave up way too easy. Turns out I was right, by the way. It was all somehow part of Adrian's plan. Apparently he already knew that. I don't know.
Is that part of the promo for next week? I haven't seen it.
Well, I mean, at the end of the episode, he's just smiling devilishly as something else is going down, and then it does look like in the promo that he's like, my friends have orders to kill yours.
Okay.
So,
of course. I mean, I did like the turn on it that like his dad was going to disown him, but
that's fine.
And by the way, their choreography in that stairwell looked fantastic.
Yeah, it did. When Felicity was like, he was like a marionette with his strings cut. It was epic. I'm like, no, it wasn't epic. It was kind of boring. It was like, that's how you're going to end the Adrian Chase story, and then they didn't. So I'm like, okay, well,
yeah.
But that's even more. That's even in some ways more disappointing to me because I'm really tired of this. Hey, the villain is going to let himself get caught and smile devilishly inside of a glass cage.
Well, they haven't. I mean, as a theme, yeah, but at least the show hasn't done it with Adrian yet. It's not like he's gotten captured a few times and now he's back or something.
No, but you see that and you just think like, oh, Ledger's Joker. Oh, Loki.
Yeah.
It's that sort of thing. It's like, okay.
It's a common thing. Yeah, you let yourself get trapped as part of the plan. Yeah, I get it. But it did give us I love the look on Dickle's face when he's just like, first round's on me. I don't know. I just like seeing him that happy for a second.
Yeah. Guy playing Adrian's still good.
Oh, yeah, he's been pretty...
Josh Segura.
Yeah, he's been pretty phenomenal all season. Like, even the... you know how, like, in Hollywood, sometimes you have a guest star for a season and you talk him up, like, oh, he's fantastic. You feel like it's maybe Hollywood speak. I just don't. I feel like this guy's freaking killed it.
Yeah. I love the line where Mr. Terrific goes, "We're terrific. Been waiting to use that."
Yeah. I liked it.
I was not surprised that Robert Queen killed the dude, even accidentally, and covered it up.
It did look like an accident. Looked like an argument got out of hand.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oliver's like, yeah, it's an accident. An accident that he covered up. Well, yeah.
But that's the first thing I thought was like, I mean, that's still a manslaughter charge, probably. I could see myself covering that up.
Yeah. I'm like, why is Thea acting all weird about it? Thea's killed people, and they covered it up.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the Lazarus pit. Sure, Thea.
I mean, I'll give her points, though, on the bloodlust, and, you don't come back the same as you went in from that thing. And I get it. I'm not going to hold that against her.
I'm just saying it's a little late in the game to be acting judgy, Thea.
Well, but it's different, though, when it's like, I'll give her this. It's different when it's your parents. Like, when the people who tried to raise you and form you a certain way, and then you turn around and, like, there's some secret of theirs, and you're like, why didn't I know about that? Yeah, I can identify with that. Like, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And it's only like if it was a guest star somehow for some reason, and she was like, "Well, he covered it up. We should take him down." I could get behind you on that, but because it's the parent,
yeah,
I'll side with her.
Well, I don't know, because of who their parents have been and who have been revealed to be. I feel like any revelation about their parents at this point should just make Oliver and Thea go, "All right."
Yeah, yeah, and Oliver for the most part did kind of go like, what'd you expect?
He's like, no, he didn't do it. We'll find it. He's being framed. And then okay, well.
Yeah, I guess not. All right, well, that happened.
I guess I should have seen this coming.
Yeah.
Oh, well. We'll spin this. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll make it work. It's cool. It's just there's a corpse in the mayor's office, but yeah, I can make that work. We'll be good. Oh, poor thing. Oh, and then Renee's whole story this episode was kind of frustrating.
Yeah, and it all culminates to one line on my notes. Rene, you dick.
Yes, yeah. Well, the expanded version is Lance kind of trying to pep talk him, I guess. He says, if you don't go to that courtroom, she'll think she wasn't wanted. And I thought, well, that's harsh and true. You get to decide how she remembers you. And he does a whole thing where he talks about, like, if he had half the chance he did to see his daughters right now, he'd, turn the world upside down if he had to,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough. That was a rough storyline. I mean, I like, to some extent you can feel Rene on that. Like, he's just not sure he's ready to see her and everything, but I mean, it's a kid. You're never ready for anything. It just happens. You deal with it.
Yeah.
That's the most sensible parenting advice anyone's ever said in my immediate direction. I don't need parenting advice. I don't have kids at the moment. But the most sensible sounding thing I've ever heard was like, no one's ready for shit. Just do it. Okay, that makes sense. The same person kind of said, like, yeah, you can read all the books you want, but, that's only going to cover like 10% of what actually happens to you. This is starting to sound chaotic enough that you're making sense. Go on.
Oh man, yeah. So
I got two particular shots that I just wanted to give a quick note about.
Okay. All right.
There's a shot where Wild Dog empties his pistols and just tosses them to the side.
Yeah.
Just looked good. Like, there's a lot of like bravado in that scene. I really loved it. But Dinah and that bow staff is like the most canary thing I've seen on the show so far. Seriously, like her taking out a few guys with just Dinah Lance and a bow staff. It's like this is Black. That's Black Canary. Thank you very much for showing me Black Canary finally.
Well, she's not Dinah Lance.
Oh yeah, Dinah. Sorry. What is her last name? I forget.
I don't remember now.
Yeah, but it is Dinah.
Dinah Drake.
Dinah Drake. That's it. Thank you.
Sorry, the name of the original.
But yeah, that just looked great. I really overall was just super impressed with the choreography this episode. I think is what that boils down to. The fights looked great,
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I haven't seen what happens next episode. I just assume Constantine's torturing Oliver.
Yeah, I mean, in the promo they didn't say. I didn't see anything really about the flashbacks, but what they did show is just someone's picking off Oliver's friends one by one, and Adrian's pretty happy about it and says, "My friends have orders to kill yours."
Yeah.
And this obviously like League of Shadows, Talia and her people.
Oh,
I think.
And the little synopsis says Black Siren returns to help Chase with that.
Wow.
We'll see you next week, Katie Cassidy.
Gonna continue their run of not having good episodes. I'm just kidding.
Well, the episode's titled "Missing," which means to me means that they're not necessarily going to kill their friends, but they're supposed to kidnap them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm gonna call this episode.
I'm good. I enjoyed it. I had a great time.
It's all right.
Arrow's still averaging the best show that we cover right now.
Yeah. Oh, I really want to talk about this real quick.
Shoot.
I love that Anitoli put a big fake wig and beard inside of that.
Oh, yeah. Inside of the backpack?
And yeah, so that, in the pilot, he's wearing a big fake wig and beard. So now it makes sense that it looked awful.
I get the feeling, though, that he's not going to make that rescue ship, and it's going to be a real beard.
You think?
I don't know. I mean, maybe he just takes out Anitoli or takes out Kovar in a day and a half and still makes the boat when they show up, but...
Yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen.
It's that, or he tortures him, and Oliver just happens to make it there on time. Just definitely going to be some torture, though. I mean, you realize the season finale is named Lian Yu, though, so we're going to get a lot of stage time with that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep.
No, I didn't realize that. I'm a terrible host.
I just saw it just then. But that also will probably have something to do with, them going, in present day, them going back to Lian Yu for, to pick up Deathstroke and stuff like
Slade,
that.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be very centric in present and past.
It'll be like one of those things where he goes to get Slade and he keeps seeing little pieces. He'll go to a place and then
we'll see the flashback of Constantine torturing him or something.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're saying that derisively. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of that. I don't mean to mock it. That sounds fantastic. I'm down.
Let's milk that flashback for all it's worth now that we're about to lose them.
We are, and they went out. They went out just plain swell, man. I mean, I've really enjoyed the flashbacks this season.
So far. All right, so we are DC On Screen. You can find every episode at dconscreen.com for free, no less. Come and talk to us on Twitter and the Facebook and Instagram, dconscreen.com. Sorry, DC On Screen, one word. We're proud members of the Giant Size Team Up Network, giantsizeteamup.com. And we're going to be coming back probably Tuesday or Wednesday with DCEU and DC TV news. So until that time, keep some DC on your screen.